Kyle is with us in Florida. Hey, Kyle, welcome to the Dave Ramsey Show.
Hey, Dave. Hey, John. How you all doing today?
Great, man. How can we help?
Yeah, so here's my scenario. I'm $40,000 in debt, and I just recently separated with my wife, and we're going to be going through the process of divorce. So I live in Florida, but I'm planning to move back home to be able to save that rent amount to start tackling my baby step 2. I'm currently waiting for my stimulus check to tackle baby step 1. I have about a little over $4,000 in credit card debt, and then my vehicle is $35,000, and I'm at about $8,000 in negative equity. So my plan is to, after I pay down both my credit cards, to pay as close to my negative equity or to zero as possible, and then sell that vehicle and buy a $5,000 to $6,000 vehicle. And then I used Chase. They have a deferment plan for 3 months, so I want to start using that money to start tackling my baby step 2. I just want to know if I'm on the right path.
How long have you been married?
We've been together for going on 11 years, been married for 8 years.
What happened?
She started having feelings for somebody else, and she said she fell out of love with me. So I was willing to try. She was not willing to try to mend the problems within our relationship.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry to hear that.
So what are you, 30?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. And what do you make? What's your income?
So my guaranteed income from the VA is $630 a month. When I move to Connecticut, I will be trying to find as many jobs or a job that pays me at least $2,200 a month. That'll put me about $36,000 a year.
Mm-hmm. Who do you owe the money to on the car?
On the car, it'd be Chase.
Say it again. Chase?
Chase, yes.
Okay. All right. What I first want you to do is contact the Chase, because this car is absolute insanity in your situation. I mean, if your wife was making $100,000 a year, maybe it was less insane, but with your current income, a $35,000 car is off the chain and crazy. So I would contact Chase about the idea of signing a note for the difference, letting them let you sign a note for the $8,000 negative equity and get it sold now, because I'd rather you owe $8,000 than $35,000.
Good to go.
And
will that affect her? Will that affect her credit? I don't want to.
It won't affect anybody's credit if they do that deal.
Good to go.
Yeah, it's no one's credit is affected if they do that deal, or if you can borrow the $8,000 anywhere, even on a credit card. It would be better than having a $35,000 debt. We're reducing your debt from 35 to 8, and that gets you there. So what's the nature of your disability from the military?
Just knees, back, acid reflux, headache, stuff like that.
Thank you for your service. Mm-hmm. I'm sorry you were hurt. All right. Yeah, that's the financial part of it, is to try to get rid of this car, because it's the glaring thing sticking up in your overall picture. If you didn't have that car payment, you would have a lot of relief. Agreed?
Yes, yeah. I would.
Okay.
Now, I have a question about that strategy. It will be, I don't have any money saved, so I can't go out and buy another vehicle. What should I do? Should I wait to save that $6,000 for that vehicle?
I don't know that you need a $6,000 vehicle. You need a $1,000 vehicle for right now. You need a hoop to get around, to get just something to get around, right? You don't need anything fancy, because right now we're trying to get out of debt, and you don't have a ton of income. You don't hardly have any income right this second. And so you're moving back in with mom and dad, right?
Yes.
At 30 years old after an 8-year marriage. Okay. That's going to be tough. Agreed?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, like awkward and weird.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, okay. So my point of that is not to say that you shouldn't do it. I'm okay with it being a safety net. while you go through a hard time. But I want you to immediately start working on your exit strategy too, because you're going to want to be out soon. John, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, that. Can I be honest with you for a second, Kyle?
Yes.
You sound like a broke guy. And here's what I want to tell you.
A little bit right now. Yeah.
I want to make sure that you honor the transition that's happening. And you're clearly a stud. You've done military service. You've sacrificed yourself for bigger things than us. That I don't want you to blow over a divorce. I don't want you to blow over what a big deal it is to move home with your parents. And I think a lot of times we start trying to solve problems with math problems. And right now you've got a heart problem too. So I want you to hear me say, dude, you're worth being well and you're worth being okay. And I have 100% confidence that you're going to work around the other side of this. Dave's right. You got to sit down with your mom and your dad and make a plan for what moving home's going to look like, what their rules are going to look like, and then your plan to leave their home. And you're worth more than $36,000 a year, by the way, too. You're worth more than a couple of part-time jobs, my friend. Okay?
So I'm going to send you a copy of Ken Coleman's book, The Proximity Principle, to help with the career side of things. That's Ken's specialty, and he'll walk with you through this, brother. Listen, if your heart's broken, that would make you what's called a normal human being.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what John and I are saying. We're acknowledging that with you. And we can hear the pain in your voice, dude. I don't blame you for hurting. You would be weird. You'd be a psychopath if you weren't hurting in this situation. You've got a lot of stuff going on here. And what you're trying to do is execute all the tactical decisions, which is good. But John's saying don't drive by the emotions while you're doing that. Get both done. Good question, man.
We're with
Thank
you,
you for
Kyle.
calling. We're with you, brother.